everybody, and welcome back to the bench for video 2 of this week. And I hope you did enjoy the last video for the final on the Sherman and the German half-track with the troops and the diorama I built. I do want to apologize now. This new program I have, I'm getting better each day with it, so I do apologize for the lack of color or the drowned out color when I put it together this last time. But I am getting better. I'm learning something more with this program every day, so I hope to start bringing you even more enticing videos of not just me building, but having some background to it instead of just my desk. Also with the desk, I'm going to try, and you'll see in the upcoming video, but because the desk is green, I think that's what helps saturate some of the video. So I'm going to try a black. I got an old black sheet and I got some old towels, so I'm going to try that when I do these build logs. But as you guys could tell from the opening, I am finally on to the JJ Enterprise Into Darkness 1/500th scale from Revel, Germany. I've got this kit. I probably got this kit about 4 years ago, and I wasn't feeling comfortable to do it justice, and my skills have gotten better, so now I'm going to give it a crack, and I'm going to share that in this build by build videos that I'm going to do on the JJ Enterprise. I do talk about in the first video about Aztec Dummy and his videos when he built this, and when he built this there was some things that I have that that he had to come up with because it wasn't in production yet or being done yet. So with that, guys, I do encourage you, go to Aztec Dummy on YouTube, and not just for the starships and the lighting and that, but watch how he does things. Man, this guy is amazing. So are a lot of the other model builders with the communities I belong to. These guys are amazing. These guys and girls, sorry, they're amazing, and I keep learning something new every time I watch them. So I hope I can give that to you guys. Hope to keep teaching you something new, or you guys can teach me something new. But yes, so this is gonna, like I say in the video, or if I do, I don't, I'm gonna say here, this is gonna be the unboxing and build log 1. So with that, if you guys are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button, click the little bell, and every time I upload, you'll be notified. And like I said in the final video with the Sherman tank, is I'm going to try to get back to doing this, getting a video uploaded every week, because some of the craziness has started to calm down where I'm at. Also, I've been thinking about, because right now I'm still not allowed to return to work, and I don't know, the way my neuropsychologist talks, I might never be able to actually go back into doing that. So I've been thinking of trying to create and do my builds for people, commission, or I just make builds and sell them. But now that I have this program, I'm also going to try to, I'm investigating, and maybe with your guys' help, I'm going to start doing photo slideshows and videos to give something more back to not only the model community, but to help bring joy to other people. So that's what I'm thinking about doing with this. But still in the works, and I'll let you guys know. But like I said, if you are new to the channel, click on the subscribe button, hit the bell. You'll know when I upload. And for all you that have been with me over these years, especially the last year since I got hurt, thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, so without further ado, I'll shut up and let's get to the bench. Okay, here we go, guys. So if you notice, when I was in the introduction, I was talking in the intro, I'm going to experiment around. I got a black, pretty crappy old black sheet that I'm going to use to put on to hopefully get some of that green out, and hopefully we'll be able to start really getting the color back out. But so I'm going to give it a shot. And oh, by the way, guys, before I get into the kit, yes, I now have me a new laptop, thanks with the help of my son. It was part of my Father's Day gift from him. So yes, now I have a better laptop, better program. So let's see if I can actually get something done with them. But hey, so like I said, this is the Revel 1/500th scale JJ Enterprise Into Darkness. So get the dusty crappy lid off, and let me get this out of the side so we can look at the instructions first so you guys can see these. The one thing I like about Rebel, and this Into Darkness was actually from the company in Germany, Rebel Germany, and not Rebel America. I don't know if that makes anything to you, but to me, I like what they did with this in Germany for the molding and how they put it all together. But I also like the book style of the instructions, so it makes it really great. So you can see the completed kit. Yeah, your do's and don'ts. And then you got your part list. So a good idea is take the parts out and match them up. Make sure you got everything. And then you got the paint list that they're recommending. I'm not going to go with it. I am going to actually, as you guys know, I'm friends with Lou DeMasso. Lou DeMasso, if I said it right. Sorry, Lou, if I didn't. But he's the proprietor of Aztec Dummy, and he does a lot of build videos. And actually, when I got back into building kits, building models, I subscribed and watched his channel a lot. And he's already done this, this Enterprise. So I'm going to follow his color techniques, because when he does starships, guys, if you haven't got to see his channel, go over and check it out on YouTube, Aztec Dummy. He does remarkable, phenomenal work with Starship and Aztec painting and all that. So I'm looking forward to doing that. But, alright, so let's get going. So, pretty well thought out. The structures are pretty well labeled. And the funny thing with that here, it starts giving you the paint schemes. So, what you need to do, so you get A and you get B, and yeah. So, we also know that doesn't work. But, we'll go through. So, you get good detail look at the paint scheme that they're recommending. Like I said, do your research, see what you want to do, and see if you want to follow that. So there's that one. And the next page, we get started into windows and frame builds and more paints, and you know, if you want it on the stand or you want to hang it up, however you want to do it, and getting everything together. And then on the nacelles and getting the dish done, and yeah. Don't know what I can really say too much about it until I get into building it, so I can show you techniques that I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. But yeah. So those are really, really, really good. And then you got the decal sheet, which there are going to be decals that I do use, and there's going to be decals I don't. I'm going to actually try to do paint because I like the look of the paint, because then I can Aztec the paint a little better, especially with loose masks. And see how I can make that turn out even better. So, but yes, I will use some of the decals, a lot of them, and then there's some I won't. One of the big bunch of decals I'm not going to use is the sensor bands on the saucer. Lou makes masks for those, and I'm going to use those masks and just have them already painted, because if you guys know anything about trying to put on these band lines, they're a pain in the rear. And I'm being nice. I could have a more colorful word for that, but so there we go. And then it says, oh yes, you want to make sure you want to clear coat this, but not the windows. You want to clear coat everything, but not the windows. So that's what this is with the X, is don't coat the windows. Yeah, well, that's why there's masks. All right, so there's the instructions, guys. Sorry about that, guys. My phone was going off, so I had to get it to vibrate. But here's the mask I'm talking about, and here you guys go. You can find Aztec Dummy Productions. He does awesome work. If you decide to get in this kit or you're doing other builds, go to culttvman.com and you'll find his masks with that gentleman there, because that guy he has phenomenal productions and supplies and stuff. So he's one of the ones I use, and this is normally where I get my stuff from Aztec Dummy. But with that, I'm going to open up. Oh, get it out. So first thing that Lou does is he does some phenomenal instructions on how to do things. So make sure you go through and read it, guys. He breaks each thing down, how to do it, getting things done, and so follow that. And then, like I said, definitely watch his build log, because that's amazing. And then on the back side, Now this is like, oh my god, there's holes everywhere. No, this is actually the acetecking on the saucer. And again, he goes really, really well through all this and shows you how to take it. But like I said, if you're not getting real it, watch the build logs and he'll walk you through it. So there's that, guys. So with that, get these out of the way. And oh, last sheet, sorry. And this one is he gives a reference to the videos and then how he walks through them on his YouTube channel. So if that's, if you're wanting to figure something out, there you go. But this is outer mask, inner mask for the things, escape pod hatches and all that. And I will definitely get through that more. And then these are the sensor band I was talking about. And then masks for getting the other things, for like the T-shaped mask, you can get that just colored. And same thing with the phaser banks. And then the blended lower saucer and then the blended upper saucer. So read those instructions very well. And then here's the sensor bands so you can able to do it. So with that, let me see, because I have that and I want to share that with you. Where is it, Lou? Okay. That's secondary hull. Well, let me come back and recheck these again and I'll be able to tell you, because so on the vinyl sheet you'll see true triangles have been prepared for you to use on the secondary hull. So these. Under the tape it looks like two. Cut them apart, peel the backing paper, blah blah. So yeah, so definitely make sure you read. And if you can't see the detail, guys, I'll try to see if I can get some things off, but when I start putting these down you'll be able to see. So these are vinyl masks, awesome, and he gives you a lot. And if you're worried that you might screw something up, don't worry, he gives you extras. So there's the acetecking, there's warp nacelle windows for the this is all for the nacelles, the rear of the nacelles and other things. And this is the start for the upper saucer and lower nacelle, neck, and then secondary hull, and more of those. And then the sensor bands, the T's I was telling you about, and other masks, and then more for the upper hull, or the upper saucer. So there's that, guys. And again, this is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to really get digging into this. But there's things out that I got to do with it. I'll show you when I get started. But like I said, step-by-step video. So the next thing I did get is I got the photo etch. And when you do watch Lou's video, he'll talk about that. There was not, when he did build this, there wasn't a set of photo etch for it yet. He was looking forward to when they come out, but let's see here. Sorry, guys. So this is a photo etch, and this is going to be, again, really fun. So one of the things you'll notice is it gives you the fan details. Instead of having to use the decals, you have the fan details to help with the warp nacelles, the buster collectors. And then if you decide you want to, you can build the shuttle bay, and then they definitely do have the better version, or the etch to help do the impulse engines. So if you're upgrading the Enterprise to the refit as seen at the end of the movie, you can use this one. And use etch part 20, which is this one right here. And it may also be lit if you remove the existing resin for the exhaust area, so like that. So this is probably, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do this one or this one yet. I'm still thinking about it. But then again, here's the busted fans, jigs, everything. It walks you through all this. This guy's pretty good. And then, like I said, I haven't decided if I'm going to do this yet. I'm still thinking about it, and I probably might. I don't know yet. I'm still. Let me get back to you on that. But yeah, you're gonna have to remove stuff. So there is the photo etch, and if you notice, guys, I'm pretty kind of picky. I make sure to get everything back in place because you guys all know the carpet monster loves to screw with me, and so does the desk monster and everything else. So if I don't get stuff put back, I'll lose it. So from the kit, one of the first things I'm going to show you guys is the clear parts. And I did not wash these. I will take a cloth and a cloth to wipe them down. But the great thing about a lot of these is, especially like this one, most of this is going to be, it's still going to be clear, but it's also going to be painted. This is going to be, I'm going to do this transparent blue and then do the painting on this. But there's going to be some cleaning work I got to get done, and then the start of windows and details, which, speaking of which, guys, I did actually invest, and I would suggest, I got some micro crystal clear. This stuff's phenomenal. I've heard so many great things about it from my fellow modelers, and I'm going to give it a shot because I want to see what it does. But this is the first clear pack, and here is the next one. So yeah, this is going to be fun. And like I said, Lou does give masks to be able to, you can put these so you can do your, so you can paint this, so, and it's lit, and I'll show you how to do that, guys, and then all that. But yeah, so masks for that, masks for those, everything, and I cannot wait. So there are those are the clear pieces. Tape that goes with it. Alright. Just go ahead and put those guys right there. So now it's time to get into the kit. More of the kit. Move those out of the way. So, the first thing, like you guys know, before you start your build, before you start doing anything, the first thing you need to do is fill you a sink or a tub or something with warm, soapy water, and let these soak for about, don't be real hot with water, be warm, like almost lukewarm, and let these soak in the soapy water for about an hour, and then come back with a toothbrush, wipe them, scrub them down, and then set them to dry, and you're good to go. What that does is removes any of the oil so they can get these out of the molds and all that. But so here you guys go. This is a lower, and it's really good. I know I'm going to have to do some work because I am going to paint them. I'm going to have to fix those panel lines after I get certain things painted and then do some checks. But so, and then there's the windows, and here is the top of the saucer. And yeah, I am looking forward to getting this going. I cannot wait. So, and yeah, so there's the saucers, the saucer parts. And here is one of the nacelles. I don't know which one exactly yet, but yeah. And I haven't decided how I'm going to do this, whether I'm going to, I know I'm going to primer it inside to help light block, and then I haven't decided whether I'm going to go ahead and go with foil tape, or if I'm just going to do the white and the glossy sheen to help it. We'll have to see how much the paint that I do gives me that good light block. So I'll primer it, I'll black it, then I'll white it, then I'll gloss it, and we'll see how that goes. But one of the big things is when I go to do that, I have to have this piece in and this piece in, or this piece in at least, and then I have mask. He produces masks so you can mask the insides on this so you can get it all painted and taken care of. But yeah, so I'm still thinking about doing how I'm going to do that. And here is the starboard side. And if you guys know anything about working with kits, especially if you had them around a while, moving boxes back and forth, they like to bust pieces off. But yeah, So here is the secondary hull on the starboard side, and then all in here. And then the good thing about this is when you put the clear pieces in, it gives you, you're going to be able to fit them into the holes. You might have to work on them a little bit, but you have that also that nice little edge to make sure they're in place. Then we have the bridge part of the bridge, the base, and I haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. I've actually decided, I just don't know yet. And then the other part's the lower part of the saucer, and then let me see, I think that's impulse. Not sure, I have to double check that, but there's that. Then the other saucer section, or I'm sorry, not saucer, but nacelle. And then here's the port side with some nice little itty tidbits. Here's for the dish. And like I said, when I do it, I'm going to light it up, try to get it, well, I know I can light it up so it casts that light out through the dish. Then here is the top of the nacelle, the pylons. And here is part of the base. Here's part of the frame. Here is another impulse. Here's the bottom of the ship, and here's another piece. I think the other piece that goes on top of the bridge, and then that. Then, because I do have pieces everywhere, I don't really know them all just yet. I do know these four right here. Sorry. These are on the nacelles, so yay. Got all those. Then these are parts to fit in for the bustards on the nacelles. And here's the shuttle door, which you're going to have to, if you decide to do that inside bit, you're going to have to cut that out or take that, clean this part out. Then another part of the frame, and then the fun part of underneath the ship, the part that goes right here. And yes, it is also lit. So there we go, guys. There's the parts. And let me get these put back in here for now so I don't lose any of them. Of course, I probably will, but it is that. And all these are in here. Instructions, clear pieces. Okay, get you back in the bag so I don't lose you. And now I'll come to the next part of the build. And excuse him, he likes to talk, so give me a second to run him out. Okay, sorry about that, guys. He's my cat, and I love on him, and I give him love all the time, but sometimes he just doesn't know what to do. So, one of the first things I just got these, is switches to be able to help turn this on. And these are, hold on, let me look at them. These are push button blues. They'll light up blue, and you just push them on, and push it and it turns on, push, and then push it and it turns off. This one, these two are, these are the two push buttons, sorry, and these are momentaries. So you push them, and they'll run the thing, and then they'll turn off. So, turn the ship on, and I'll explain these here in just a second, which I am going to show you. So, as you guys have seen, I deal a lot with Ralph at Tenna Controls, and one of the things I decided to get was the torpedo and phaser board. That's not that, but the torpedo and phaser board in here, and then all the fun little parts in there is some magnets, because on this, make sure I got the right ones here. Nope. This one. Okay. I've looked at them, so. Okay, so with this, it's a momentary switch that sets and does fire on photon torpedoes and phasers. But I am thinking that's why I have got these momentary switches. They'll do the same thing, but then I don't have to have the magnet right there to do that. So I can just push them and fire them. So something new to learn there for me, guys. But yes, so this should be a lot of fun. And you can either, when you go to Tina Controls, you can either just order the board or do like I do, so I can always have extra, because I got a lot of stuff. You get shrink tubing, the magnetic switches, the magnets, and then he gives you nice bulbs. And these are flat and these aren't, but probably what I'm going to have to do with these is I got to probably do fiber optics to get to run so the phasers do come out. So, but with the phasers, it's 3 red LEDs, and then the torpedoes is 1 white LED. So there's the red flat top, and then there's the white, and yeah. But you can run them so you can do, show you here. So you can fire both photon torpedoes, and then you can do different phasers. You know, you can do all 3 on top, or you can do whatever you want on the bottom and the top. So there's that. Still thinking about how I'm going to do that, but yes, I'm probably going to have to run fiber optics for the phasers. So they're right there, and yay. But get all this back together. And then back into my little baggie. And yes, if it's beer time here in North Dakota. It's almost 6, so yes, definitely beer time. There. So, like I said, this is the board. So what I have next is the really fun stuff. And yes, also what I didn't show you is you can get speakers so you can get the sounds, and I will also show you guys how to make that work really well too. So, and so you guys can just see it on the instructions, on the wiring instructions, because you're really, really good at that. Speakers right here. So, but with that, here's the next board. And what I also got was the Into Darkness, the rotating LED fan blade boards, navigation, strobe, impulse engine. So yes, and then this is where he starts going into the magnetic switch, which we'll work on. But he also gives you a list, so like strobes, there's 10, navigation, there's 2, white, and on one side, and navigation 2 side, there's 3, all that. And then impulse is red, but you get these awesome boards, which you guys saw when I built the NX01. I got to start with that. So, yeah, so there we go. So you definitely follow the lighting instructions, and yes, resistors, you're going to have to learn to love those again. But yeah, so there's those. And then he also gives you this great setup for where everything goes, so you have a good idea. So bottom view, top view, and rear view. And so there are those. So again, like I said, you'll get, with besides the boards, you will get red LEDs, and then the white LEDs, and then shrink tubing, wire, momentary switches, then the magnet, which I'm trying to remember why there was that, because I'm going to have to look into what that is. So momentary switch controls the impulse and navigation, and then magnetic switch for that, and magnetic switch for that. So we'll check it out. We'll see. We'll see. I'll see what I'm going to do there. But yes, so you get all these fun. The funny thing is he gives you a magnetic switch, but you have the momentary switch. You got the momentary switch there, or a magnetic switch, and then you got the magnetic switch there. So the momentary yeah, we'll go through it. I'll show you guys when we get there. So, wire. So here is the actual board to control all the navigation, the strobes, and all that. This is going to be fun. And then, if you guys haven't got to see it yet, one of them yet, here is the buzzer lights, the front of the nacelle lights. So this is going to be really, really fun. And trust me, guys, the first time I did this with the nacelles on the NX01, I thought I had it wired right, and I didn't, and then I blew a couple of bulbs, so I had to send my stuff back to Ralph, and he rewired it, and then I made sure I got it wired right to make sure it was working. So, but yeah, so there we go, guys. There's the electronics, the fun of the electronic world. And like I said, this is going to be a step-by-step, so I'll show you how I do all that and what I use. So, no worries. So, let's get you guys back in there, and then we get this out of the way. And the last thing I want to share with you guys before I start getting into building is I've already said, like I said, I've been thinking on the base for a while. So I have this base, and this is plastic, I think. Yeah. If not, I'll go get a piece of plexiglass and replace it. But it's a shadow box. And what's going to be great about this is I'm going to probably do some lighting on the inside, because I do want to use the Starfleet emblem and attach it underneath so it reflects up. So you get that reflect up. I'm not going to put it on top. I want it underneath that. That's what my plan is, but that's where it's going to go. And then this is good quality wood, and I got it at a really, really good deal, because this is like 70 bucks normally at Hobby Lobby, and I got it for like 15. But I can drill through and get my switches placed, mounted, and get all the wiring done for that. So I can get my, plugs and everything in and get all the wiring done, because one of the things I'm thinking about doing is getting, while I'm waiting on things to either glue to dry or set or paint to dry, I'm going to be working on this. So, but yeah, so there we go, guys. So that's the base that I'm going to use. And then, like I said, one thing you definitely want to do is make sure you research, watch the movie again, take, snapshots, stills, whatever you want, keep them on, and I will have the new computer set up so I can look and make sure I'm doing justice to the ship and doing it the best and the right way I can. So with that, guys, I'm gonna get started on some other things. So I'll be starting on that tomorrow. That'll be Thursday, and this is Wednesday. But so there's the unboxing, and I hope you guys will stick with me as I go through the build. So I'll see you in a bit, guys. Alright, guys, well, here we get on to the build, but I wanted to show you a couple of things. When I talk about getting a lot of research done, like I said, if you go on the internet, you can find a bunch of things. Excuse me, but one of the first things I do is, let me back out of this real quick, is I go to my picture folder and I create a new folder. And then, because I'm going to be doing JJ Enterprise, I created a folder, and then I took shots from the internet of things that I wanted to reference to. And let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more so you can see that. So you can go through, and you can type it into Google, and you can bring up images of the, what I did was actual studio shots of JJ Enterprise, and it gives you a whole mess, but a whole lot. But I got studio pictures, and then I got other model builders pictures, and so I've got these in here for good reference. That's all they are. This is all I'm going to use it for, and that's all you guys should use it for too, is just research and reference material. So you have that for backup. So if you do like me and keep your laptop on the desk, I can just pull up this photo and really take a look. The other thing I do is, yes, I will use YouTube. And let me bring this back a little bit so you can see. So I use YouTube, and again, I don't take anybody's videos from YouTube. I leave them where they're at, and I just put them in a save folder like this, and then I can watch sequences that I found interesting so I can do research on the ship. Again, guys, this is just for research. Now, there are things that you can add photos in that, but check on the copyright, check what's going on with them first before you upload your video. Make sure, because if you do into YouTube, like I found out on some things, like CDs that I've bought, I've tried to put their music in to my video, and then YouTube could not upload it because of copyright infringement. So double check everything, make sure. But YouTube and Google Plus or whatever search engine you like are your best friends when coming to research kits. So, like I said, with this picture right here, you can see of the Enterprise, you can bring them back and you can watch it, you can pause it, do what you need, but then, and let me zoom out here, then you can look at your reference points on what you're working, like the saucer or on the nacelle. And so that's what I do, guys. I probably spent 2 hours just starting to pull things, redoing things, relooking at things, getting a better understanding of what I'm about to do. So when I talk about research, guys, this is the best way to get into it, best way to do it. You know, if you got books, you got, like I said, you got internet, whatever, save pictures, use them so you can do your paint and your build better, or at least understand what you're building a lot better, or a lot more. So yeah, guys, part of when like I said, part of the first thing I do before I start any build is I research and I save things that I want to reference to. So there we go. So with that, I am going to get some things switched around and we'll get into start of the build. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, so let's get into the JJ Enterprise. So one thing, I will always have these very, very, very close by, very handy. The other thing is, when you guys get started on your builds, decide where you want to start. You can follow step by step in the instructions. If you're doing static builds, that's great, but as you get to build more and you start learning different techniques and different ways to do things, you'll change that. But always have the instructions nearby and try to generalize what you want to do. So pretty much when I start a build, the first thing I'm going to do is try to get pre-built out of the way. And what I mean by pre-built is getting things that I don't have to drill through, I don't have to worry about getting extra things done. So like I said, let's start with the nacelles. So I'm going to open up to the nacelles. Yeah, to dig through. So for the pre-built on the nacelles, some of the things I'm going to do is I look at the instructions like this, and I'm not going to add these clear pieces yet, but I'm going to add this clear piece, and then I'm going to research this point right here because I do believe that is also a clear piece. So I don't want to add it just yet. Let me double check on that so I can make sure before, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a clear piece, do the masking, and then get the inside taken care of. And this piece right here, watching the different videos and learning about it, this piece really isn't lit in any of the screenshots that I found on the show, on the movie, so I'm not even going to light that up. I'm going to paint over that. So it's a crystal piece, or a clear piece, but I'm not going to mask it, not going to worry about it. So again, just, you know, you're going to follow through. It's going to go, oh my gosh, look at this. So, you know, you got these parts and these parts. But what I'm going to, like I said, what I'm going to worry about is getting a lot of the pre-building out of the way. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. Let me get the pieces together and I will get to it. Give me 1 second. Okay, got some things figured out. So yes, those parts that I showed you under here are clear. And in here it says paint them clear blue, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to double check, and I'm pretty sure that the back is lit, that it does show light coming out, but We're not to that point yet, but I'm going to double check again. That's why I do the research and have them saved up. Get stuff done. So, one of the first things I usually do is I start with just one, like this. So, when you trim, if you don't have a pair of spruce snips, get some, trust me. And you just, they save you a lot of craziness and time. So, okay, so got that off. Then sanding boards or sanding sticks, whichever you're comfortable with, whichever you've used before. I've used them both, and I really do like them both. So I'm gonna knock down the flash and where I did the trimming to get it off the sprue. And there, look, my friend has decided to come back and join us, guys. The cat, the one I'm talking about. So, as you can hear him, he's wanting me to love on him, and I'm not going to just yet. I'm getting started on something. So I've already done the other one, the other side. So just going through this now, knocking off flash. Trust me, guys. I love to build, and some of these companies are freaking awesome, and some of them, my God, the flash on these things are crazy. Okay, so I'm going to double check this one. Try to make sure it's all off. Okay. So, it's going to have me start on this side. So, like I said, I'm not going to put these clear pieces in yet, but I am going to get this one. So, I'm going to get my new and improved Microsoft Crystal Clear. Okay, shaken up, and get me a toothpick, and yes, he's a yapper again. Let's see, 77, huh? So I'm gonna trim off 77, and as you can tell, these things love to come with little bits and pieces. So trim that off, and then just do a light coat of sanding on it. Get those things down, because when you sand on clear parts, sometimes they go crazy and you start sanding and it's like, oh my gosh, why are you they start scratching and getting really weird clear. And another technique I like to use on a lot of things is I like to actually get this sanded so it helps diffuse the light, and I'm going to think about that before I get everything going. I'm going to think about whether I'm going to keep up with that technique or not, but more than likely I am. So just make sure everything's good, and always guys, test fit the part. Make sure it works, and yes, it does. Now, like I said, I'm very fond of Revel, or at least from overseas, but sometimes their stuff doesn't like to. So, what I'm going to do, and why I got microcrystal clear, is because with it, it will dry very strong and it will dry very clear. So I'm just gonna rub it in, not go crazy. I mean, yeah, I do have some on the edges, but I'll show you why I put a little more on than normal. Okay, so that's there. Then we're going to take our piece and get it fit in there. And like I said, the problem with this time sometimes is because they're so warped, and this kit's old, so it's warped a little bit. But that's why I like using the crystal clear, because I can get it cleaned up Especially, always has to have a toothpick with you, so you can clean off the extra. And then, so make sure that's set, and let it sit for, get some pressure on it so you make sure it's set. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to coat some more on there. And don't push down on the kit piece like I was doing there. And I'm not really worried about right there because that's going to get painted. So I just want to make sure I got that there. And I know it looks messy, guys, and that does happen. But just touch up there and touch up there and right there, and there we go. So I'm going to let that sit, like I said, for a couple of seconds. I'm going to keep my finger on it because I want to make sure that clear part sits, because you will find out when you do some of these clear pieces that they do not want to play nice. And then, like I said, I go back with my Q-tip and do that. So that's pretty well set. It's still got a little bow, so I can hold on to it a little bit more. So while I wait for this to dry, you can talk amongst yourselves, or I'm going to do one of these really nifty things that I do and pause the video and come back when I get ready to start the next part. Okay, guys, I'm going to get another part done while that's set, and then I can just put this piece down and let it go. So the cool part, like I said, the next piece, this little round piece here, this little dome, it's going to get painted. I'm not going to mask it, but it's got this nice little niche right here that on the part you can see where it's cut out into. You can sit it right there. Gives you a real good spot. So again, we're just going to do this. I know it looks like a lot, guys, but sometimes it is. And then I'm just going to put the part right there. I'm going to make sure it's set. I'm going to turn it over like so. Oh, had it until I went to turn it over. And there. Like I said, I'm not really worried about the excess so much because I can do this and it dries really, really clear. So I'm going to let this set for a bit, or get set up. I'm going to put it out of my way and for now, and I'm going to go ahead and get this other part done, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time showing you that part again. But when I get ready to start doing these other parts of the pre-build, I will come back. So see you in a bit. Alright guys, welcome back, and we're going to get the rest of what we can do without having to get some other parts painted before we can get some more pre-build done. We're going to get these on. And I just learned something pretty new because I've been watching and watching and watching, and you don't really see a lot of... you see the nav and strobe lights, but you don't understand, like, because on most starships there's, a green starboard side and a red port side. And as many times I watched the movie, you couldn't see it. And then I found a picture, and I will share that with you guys on one of the things I found. But going through the instructions, looking at the painting schemes for it, because before, like, Paramount or whoever has an official license for this Enterprise allows Rebel to do things, they got to make sure they're getting as close to what the studio or designer wanted and all that. But what I'm saying is I learned that in the paint scheme, and let me see if I can get this down here real quick for you and I can show you. So when you attach these guys, attach these on, you get little paint numbers, like S and L. So what I found out reading the painting is that for this side, which is port, or not port, but starboard, this little bump right here at the end, that's designed for a navigation or marker light, and that's green. So getting some other ideas, I might you know, do some things, and I will share with you guys when I do it. Um, see how it goes. But okay, with that, so take your CA or whatever good Bondo typical you like to use. Like I said, I love CA, and I'm gonna get that run down. And the first piece I'm gonna attach is this flat little guy. And sorry, get it back here in camera. And then I'm just gonna hold it for a few seconds, make sure it gets good and sealed. And that's one thing I like about CA. It's a pain in the butt, but it's good. And there's other glues, like I said, when you start watching other model builders, they use different glues. But I like this glue. And I have thin and I have extra thick. And so okay, so there we go. That's in. Another thing, you think you might have sanded, just go back through real quick when you test fit and make sure that it's as flush, that it's flush down and it's fitting like you want to. And what I mean by that is it doesn't have any burrs or anything. So this is the next part. And again, it's really great because they do these interlocking pieces. So I'm going to get this off. I am oh, dang it. Yep, that's what happens when you don't wait for the glue to dry. I'll have to take care of that guy in a second, get him cleaned up. And the good thing, like I said, is he's not even going to be lit because he's not a lit part anyway. So I'll take care of that and I'll show you guys that real quick. But what we're going to do is, again, I'm not going to run much because you don't need a whole lot with CA. I'm just going to run where I know the parts, because I've already looked at them, where they're going to fit, and just run a little bit. And yes, watch your fingers, because, yeah, do like I do a lot of the time. So slide that part in, and then make sure everything lines up and meets right. And what I mean by that is you'll find out on this back part, it's not usually the best. But what I'll do is I'll add a little bit more there and a little bit more here, and make sure everything is playing nice and sealed like so. So it's all level and all even, just like so, guys. And then we're just gonna hold that a second. And if you do get CA, I will show you how to take care of those fingerprints here in a little here in a bit. How to get that excess CA off if you had the unfortunate incident like I do, and get it on things. But so for that quick fix, guys, that I tried to use a crystal clear and I didn't give it enough time, because crystal clear does take a bit to set. I'm going to use CA because, like I said, it's not lit, so it's going to be painted and it's not going to be frosty. Because if you use CA on clear parts and they're enclosed, before they get fully good and dry, these things will get quite frosty. So there's that. And now for the last piece. So again, I've already test fitted it, so I'm going to add the glue to the parts, and hopefully not get my finger all in them like I did last time. And again, if you do, have a Q-tip around, because if you go over, you can just do that real quick, get it wiped up, and take care of it. And then I'll show you how to clean that little bit of residue off after this gets good and dry. So again, we're just going to slide this in and make sure everything meets up. Then I'm going to add a little bit back here, and then add again right there. Make sure, and then I'm just double checking that everything lined up, and I will have to go back and sand to make sure it's smooth. That's not an issue, but making sure everything lines up just like so. And then if you're wanting to do it, you can test fit the two pieces together and get them all lined up, and like so. Like I said, I don't have a lot of everything in yet, but I'm getting close to things. So, give me just a second. Come on, guys. Play nice. Play nice with me. Sometimes these things just don't like to play nice. But yeah, there's going to be some seam work I'm going to have to do, getting these parts to join and stay nice. But there you guys go. There's the first of the builds. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set these down and just let them get dry. And I'm going to go work on the other nacelle. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that again. So when I get ready to do the next pieces, I will be back. Well, good Friday morning and we're back. Oh, I'm back and you're joining me. So yeah, we are back. But hey, so I wanted to show you a couple things. I'm still working on getting a little bit of, I'm trying to get most of the pre-building done that I can before I start things. But one thing I did find out when I started test fitting these together, and yes, I did put in the dome. Just like on most starships, you can always put the Buster dome after you get everything done, and it's the last thing to go in. This one you actually have to put in so it gets trapped like it is. So you see that. So FYI, and I will show you about that. But one of the things I did learn, besides you're going to have to do seam work, but right here where you put the fins on, when you test fit it, it might be a little too wide. And what I found out was, while it's good, there's a little bit of a lip from the plastic piece here on the bottom that goes past the fin. So what you're going to want to do is sand it down. First off, I actually used my X-Acto knife and got it down really, really close as I could. And then I sanded it. And doing that, let's see if I can get this together without too much trouble. And yeah, trouble, right? Always like putting pieces together, I tell ya. It'll be nice when I get this all done and I don't have to play with this thing anymore. But like this. So there'll be a gap in here. There might not be, but there probably going to be is from the molding. So you're going to have to fix it so you can get that seam to close up and do that. So that's where we're at on that. And I went ahead and put in the stability parts, or the cage, for the secondary hull. And 10 to 1 unlikely, this is where I'm going to put my boards. So everything's right here. So there is that. And then I'm going to, here where it actually tells you in the instructions to drill out so you can put it on the stand, that's probably where I'm going to mount my stand piece and get it epoxied in and get it good, but I will show you that too in time. But like with other parts that you're going to run into, you can test fit, but the funny thing with this one is either it's because I let it stay in the box for so long, but you see how it is back here? That's warped. And it does not like, I mean, you're going to have to work with it. So, just FYI, guys. So, kind of like I put those two pieces there, and then, you know, you're just going to have to, probably what I'm going to have to do is get everything run, and then I'll be able to come back here and do something like so and get it attached. But don't be afraid, you're going to have to work with them. But yeah, I still have more work before I even get this started. So, the other thing I did is I went ahead and got this piece in this for the lower saucer. So there's the windows, and then there's going to be the crystal or the light through the bottom. And then I got to go through and drill holes for the lighting around it. And not only that, but get the marker lights here on the bottom, the nav lights and all that drilled in and figured out, and then do the same for the top. I'm probably going to go ahead and put in this big piece so I can get it set in there and then redo my visual. But everywhere you see these little bumps right here, this is where the lighting, this is the flash, 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 but these are actually just directional lights, like so. And I'm going to work on a new technique, and I'm going to go through it with you guys as I do that. But I'm going to keep working on the pre-build, and when I get more done and get ready for the next part, I will show you what I got done. So stay tuned, guys. I'll be back in a bit. Well, welcome back, guys. It is Friday evening, and I'm going to close out the week here. Didn't get as much going as I wanted to today, but I did get a little bit. So I'm starting to work on the mask for getting things done, and I am going to share how to do this with you guys, but we're going to wait till next week. The other thing I did do was let me get that there. I got the top saucer done up, except for this part right here, because I got to do some, if I'm going to trip lights through it and show lighting through it, I need to see if I can get that off of there. Yeah, not so much, huh? Give me just a second. Okay, there we go. Because there is light through there, and I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm going to have to, there's little pieces here that I'm going to have to take out so that the light spills through. So I got to take care of that, but got that done, started that, but got some good stuff in the mail today, and something we weren't expecting for a little while longer, but stuff did come in, so we were able to go take care of some much needed things that, one, we needed, two, we need to take care of. And if you guys haven't figured out, yes, we finally got our income tax return after months and months, and I understand they're pretty busy, so no fault to them, but it was a blessing because of some of the things we needed. So I did go to my hobby store. I got some more Sabi set. I got some white. I got some gray that I want to use on this. A little better, and this is a darker to me a copper for the dish. So I'm going to be looking to that. And I got more black. I got more Panaline and more glue. And then stopped in Hobby Lobby. Got more primer. And one of the things I want to do, since I am using that crystal clear glue, micro crystal clear, I wanted to get some better applicators in my toothpick, so I got that. And the other thing we did get, my wife let me get, so you guys have noticed on my videos, even after I started using this program, which is the third video on this program, I've been using my camcorder or my video camera to take pictures. I talked to my wife, and she allowed me to get a much better camera. So I'm gonna go take pictures of what I've done on the yard. You guys have seen all the work that we did getting it to that point, but now I want to show you the growth going on. So that's how I'm gonna end this week. Not with the model and the things I got, but with getting used to my new digital camera so I can take better still pictures for you guys. But to also show you that all that work we did in the spring and early summer is doing well. So it's going to be pictures of what's growing in the garden, what's growing in her flower garden in the backyard, and what's growing in the flower gardens in the front. But with that, guys, I want to wish you guys a very, very happy rest of your weekend. Have a happy week next week, and I will see you guys next Friday on the bench. So, see you then.